Thank you, Zoe. At 3 this morning, viewers. 3. Well, they're not just ordinary this morning, viewers. Boy, can they cook. They are dynamos in the kitchen. But today we're going to find out whether they can really cut the mustard. We are now going to turn up the heat on amateur cooks, Gillian, Fleur and Peter. Very nice to see you all. Lovely to have you here. Before we get Phil's perspective on things, just to see people first of all. And Gillian, your signature dish are from Shepperton. Your signature dish is called fidget pie. What's a fidget?
A fidget pie, well, it's supposed to be in the pie what the ingredients fidget. It's a very old recipe, and it's gammon and onion and apple with grated cheese and topped with mashed potatoes.
Did you hear that one, Phil?
Well, I've certainly heard of it, but not that version, definitely. Yeah, sounds nice.
Muffins,
Well, that sounds lovely.
You don't live too far from me. That's very good. Do you ever have people around the house?
Oh yes, I do.
Good. We'll arrange that. That's excellent.
Yes.
Then Fleur, you're very young. You're only 29 and yet you've got all this talent, right? Your favourite food is steak, your signature dish is chicken and green pepper pie, but you hate fish and baked beans. Are you serious?
Yes.
Like fish fingers and baked beans, you wouldn't have that.
Not at all.
That's gorgeous. That's really good. We can see what level you're at, the class you're at. How are you so good so young?
I just had a lot of practice. Sort of, my dad got me going in the kitchen quite early on. So,
And what is your job? What do you do?
I'm a pharmacist.
Pharmacist, oh, lots of concoctions going there. And this is Peter. Peter's from Stockton-on-Tees. Favourite fruit? Fruit de mer. Is that a prawn cocktail?
No, posh prawn cocktail.
Oh, is it? Right.
Fruit de mer.
Yeah. And your signature dish is called?
Twice cooked oxtail.
Why do you need to cook it twice?
It's a 5-day process.
Oh.
And you marinate it and cook it in Guinness, onions and herbs first. The Guinness sort of sticks to the oxtail. You leave that a couple of days and you recook it and start again with red wine, onions and herbs.
Where did you learn everything from? Where did you get all that from?
My mother started cooking with my mum when I was about 13, 14. It's like living with Delia Smith. Absolutely brilliant cook, still is. And progressed from there. And then as a teenager, rather than just go up the Burnie Inn, I used to have friends round for dinner parties.
Well,
yeah, there we go.
You're going to be very busy over the next hour for us. Phil will explain what you've got to do.
What we're going to do is we're having 1 meat, 1 carbohydrate and 2 vegetables. You'll blindly pull out one of each until the end. They've got on this board here, and then you will have, when the klaxon goes, 1 hour, 10 minutes roughly to produce as much food or little food as you like. Okay? Yes. Off you go, Gillian. 1 of those.
Each basket.
That's it.
Okay,
That's lovely.
She's got
Well, we've got prawns.
a prawn, okay.
Okay.
That's the one Peter wanted.
Let's go. 1 out there. Then we've got gnocchi. Hey.
Oh.
2 vegetables.
It's all going so well.
1.
2 vegetables.
Cool. We have here watercress and we have a courgette. Sorry, watercress and a courgette.
So
Okay.
gnocchi's a what? A sort of pasta thing or something, isn't it?
Potato based. Potato and flour and eggs.
Right, okay.
Fleur, you go.
Fleur. Fish and chips for her.
No. You have chicken breast.
Lovely.
Next one. You have brown rice.
Oh, I thought it was Rice Krispies.
Okay.
Right.
And 2
2 for the
vegetables.
last one.
So I'll turn them over so you can't see what they are. Lovely. We have spring onions and green beans.
Excellent. Okay, you do it the other way around, Peter. Take 2 from here.
Okay.
Speed things up.
Right, let's have a go.
Go, Pete.
These are your veg.
You have sweet corn. And we have chicory, or witsloof as they call it.
Chicory is truly repulsive. That would be exactly what to do with that.
1 of those.
It tastes like licorice, doesn't
You
it?
have couscous.
Oh, so far so good.
And you have
Steak.
sirloin steak. Look at that.
Okay, well,
There you go.
it'll be interesting. Very good.
Put it that way.
You know what you've got to do? You've now got 1 hour, 10 minutes, as Phil said. That is not your starter. That's just a man in a white band honking his horn. This is your Claxton 2-star. Off you go, guys. Enjoy. We will take a break while they're busying themselves about here. They get no help from Phil, of course. And we've got Casualties Dr. Truman, Dr. Adam, on his medical mess up. Well, we'll be talking to him right after this break. And then we'll look forward to a lovely lunch. See you after this. Phil Vickery. Phil's outside. It's a lovely day. I hope it is where you are. We have 3 wannabe chefs, 3 ordinary this morning viewers. They have got cooking talents extraordinaire and they are under pressure this morning. Phil.
Yep, I'm here with 3 guests. Just a bit of a recap. Pete had couscous, steak, chicory and sweet corn. Fleur had chicken breast, brown rice, beans and spring onions. And Gillian on the end had prawns, gnocchi, courgette and watercress. So if we look here, we've got some nice chicory cooking here. We've got a bit of steak which is nicely marinated in there. Look at that. In a very relaxed Pete. A bit of chicken stock in there with some sweet corn. Look at that. A bit of chilli. Edgy couscous, nice one. Fleur, on the other hand, has spring onions, bit of egg, bit of brown rice there, looking good. Look very relaxed, unlike me. And moving on to chilli. Oh, now that looks very nice. With a few prawns, bit of courgettes. We've got some green, they're Fleur's green beans, aren't they? Look at that there. Bit of spinach. All seems to be going quite well, actually. I if I was in that position, I'd probably be panicking a bit now, but we'll see in a bit.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Hello, welcome back. Where's number 2? Where are you, number 2? There you are. Hello, we've got so many cameras out here to choose from. We've got musical week starting today, and we've got Lee Mead, Kylie Stenson and the cast from Legally Blonde performing for us at the end of the show. But first we're back to our cook-off. Earlier today you saw our 3 king cooks. They were challenged to come up with a dish to impress our cook-off chef, that's Phil this morning. They had to choose ingredients from a box, which is very difficult.
There we are.
There's our random ingredients they had, and they were given an hour this morning, weren't they?
And they've got 30 seconds to finish it.
30 seconds to plate up, and this is important, isn't it?
It is very important.
So should we put that 30 seconds on the clock and go?
And while they're doing that, we can have a quick chat.
Yes.
So, Peter had couscous, steak, chicory and sweet corn. Yeah, it's quite tough, that one. And then Fleur had chicken, brown rice, beans and spring onions, and Gillian had prawns, gnocchi, potato gnocchi, courgettes and watercress.
And how hard do you think that is? To, all good cooks obviously, but cook things that they know of them. But to choose ingredients at random and then have to cook.
Well, you've done it.
I have done
You've done it, yeah.
I found it really hard.
3, 2, 1, stop. Right, stand back.
Okay.
It is incredibly difficult, but...
Right. And presentation is important as well.
Well, it is.
So let's go to the look. This is Gillian's. Hi, Gillian. And this is, you had the prawns, the gnocchi, the courgettes, and watercress.
Yes.
So you didn't have a lot of choice but to do a pasta dish.
Well, what did you do? Come on, tell me.
Well, I cooked the onion and then the prawns and the onion and courgettes together. Then I took them out. Sorry, and I cooked the prawns, and then I let it sort of simmer right down. Added a little bit of wine and the tomatoes, and then some salt and pepper. I just rolled those as well. I just used a slightly different way. And then I just did the gnocchi at the end because it doesn't take long, and then plated it up.
I have to say,
What do you think, Phil?
it's very nice. Nicely balanced. The season's not overcooked. Gnocchi's very, very tasty, isn't it?
I like the courgette. You've left it a little tiny bit al dente. Nice.
Beautifully seasoned as well. Well done.
Thank you.
Well
How
done.
did you find that experience? Hard or did you enjoy
I have
it?
never used gnocchi before, but I will be in the future because I like it. I've never had it before.
Really delicious.
I
I
bet
think you've got enough there for most of the crew.
Yes, I know. Yes, it is.
That's
You
very
obviously
cool.
like to cook.
Yes, I do.
Gillian, well done. Okay. So Fleur, what did you have, Fleur?
I had the chicken, brown rice, beans and spring onions.
I'd say looks beautiful.
Look at
It's
that.
absolutely beautiful. What did you do then?
So I sort of rolled the chicken breast, but with a stuffing of sort of coriander, ginger, garlic and chilli. And then I put a sort of lightly spiced batter around it and sort of fried it for a bit and then cooked it in the oven. And I've done a sort of egg fried rice with a bit of sesame seed oil and beans.
That chicken's beautifully moist. That's very, very
A
good.
bit of butter inside it as well to keep the breast moist.
Do you know what? I find chicken breast very, very hard to cook, but that is absolutely delicious. How do you make the batter?
It was just egg, flour, and then I used a bit of nutmeg, a little bit of ground ginger.
There's lots and lots of flavours in your food, isn't there? Changes and lots of spice.
And what's in the rice?
It's just an egg fried rice, so with some sesame oil and beans and some chicken stock.
You did an awful lot in the time, don't you think?
Was there any problem? Did you encounter any problems or not? From their
No, there wasn't anything.
You obviously like my son staying here for longer.
All of them, yeah.
So you can eat more.
No, I think it was all right, but I think it could have gone wrong. I was a bit worried about the chicken in the oven.
No, well that's well, I have to say that's really quite
It's very
delicious.
moist, the chicken, yeah, very good. I love it, and I love the flavours. Lots of different flavours in there. It's quite fusion. Is that what you say? Fusion, a bit of fusion.
And nicely seasoned. Very, very good.
Well done, Fleur.
Excellent.
And last but not least, we've got Peter.
Oh, great one to me.
I know your speciality is twice cooked oxtail, which takes you about 3 weeks. As well to mix.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So this is a challenge for you, because
Yeah.
this has to be done very,
In
very
an hour,
quickly.
yeah.
And I have to say, I thought you had the hardest ingredients there.
I know when I looked and I thought,
So you've got the rice,
couscous,
sorry,
Yeah, so
egg
on the stage.
couscous, and is it chicory or endive?
endive.
Have you ever cooked with that before?
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you done?
Right, what I've done is that the couscous, first of all, is made with the sweet corn. Okay, put some herbs in there, a bit of chilli, and cook it with chicken stock. The beef, quick marinade with olive oil, balsamic, and black pepper. Let that rest, and then get a little bit of reduction with the red wine. And then the chicory, endive, is again poached in butter and chicken stock.
The steak's beautifully tender. Really nice. I don't like couscous, so it's not fair for me to kind of comment because I just don't like it.
But chicory is notoriously difficult to cook. It can be very, very bitter. That's delicious. The steak is, if I'm being very honest with you, is a tiny bit undercooked for me.
Yeah.
But sometimes less is more, and that's I think an example of that. But I think it's pretty good. What do you think?
I like it, but I don't like couscous. I think it's not really fair for me to comment on that. Now, you haven't got long because you've tasted all, so it's not really a competition. We are going to give you a little bit of a trophy, but we don't want any losers. You've all done fabulously well. Very difficult to do, but it's up to
Let me
Phil.
have a quick think here. I think that's really good. I like the balance of that. I love the flavours in here. I like the simplicity of that, and that's beautifully cooked. But I think it's going to have to be Gillian.
Oh, well done, Gillian.
Well done. Very close. Very close.
So, Gillian, how do you feel you're holding that trophy? Are you glad you contacted us now?
Yes, very. I am. Yes, can't believe it.
You said you're going to use knocking more now.
I am, definitely. It's lovely.
Well, thank you all.
Well done to you
You all did really well. Carry on cooking. Thank you very much. Let's go back up to the hub to my husband who can't cook.